Hello everyone, it's Engage UK back again with another video, this time a review video. Now, like many of you watching out there probably, I was at the International Engage show in Leamington Spa last weekend, and there were some great bargains available as well as some really interesting layouts, some of which I've already started to upload some clips of onto the channel, so I hope you've seen those, and there's I think one or two more to come. I managed to pick up 3 or 4 items which I'm going to do reviews of the next couple of weeks, interspersed with other videos. Just to quickly run through sort of things I picked up, this is the subject of today's review. It's a Dapol Class 156 dummy unit which I picked up from the Dapol stand. Normally retails for about £35, £15 from Dapol, so a real bargain there. I've got a couple of other things that are duplicates of some things I've already reviewed, so if you want these reviewed, drop me a message and I will review them, but if not, possibly there might not be as much interest to review them. I picked up another Graham Farish Class 37, modern latest version with the DCC ready, lovely detail. Just like the coal sector one that I reviewed quite recently. So if you'd like to see a review of that, let me know. That was only £40 direct from Farish. Another Dapol Class 58, you might have seen the review of the Rail Freight one, Rail Freight Red Stripe version. Again, this one's in coal sector, and Dapol were selling these for 75 at their stall, but they had just 1 or 2 for 50. So that one was £50, so pretty good bargain. I picked up, the most expensive item I got was a Britannia. Now, I already had a Britannia before. I had the Oliver Cromwell, but unfortunately there was a problem with it and it's gone back to Dapol for a rebuild. And I wasn't intending in buying another one, but seeing this for £80 from Dapol, I bought Robin Hood, the other Early Crest Britannia which they've released. They've also done one other Early Crest as a special edition for Osborne models. So there are 3 variants out there, but one, as I say, is a special edition. I'll still get my Oliver Cromwell back, hopefully quite soon, and I can have a look at that, but I'll review this at a later date. So that one's going to be coming up. A few other small items, bits and pieces I got some extra containers, Farish containers to replace the, on my old Freightliner bogey flats, to replace some of the old containers on them to look more like the modern ones. So once the bogey flat itself is weathered and those on the top, they will look quite nice. Another one complete with containers, these are normally about £13, this was 9. Containers were £3 a set, they're normally £4.50. A couple of detailing parts for my 4F project, which I haven't forgotten. I know I mentioned when I did the review of it that I was going to do some weathering and some detailing on it, so I've got a couple of parts from N-Brass Locos. Replacement dome, replacement chimney for those, and then obviously just little spares, like I've got some extra Dapol knuckle couplers, a couple of packs of those, so just a few bits and pieces as well. But the subject of today's review is, as I said, this dummy unit, Class 156 in regional railways from Dapol. They do these in both powered sets and dummy sets, and they do various liveries of them. Mostly privatisation liveries, but of course this is sectorisation, as it wears the regional railways Sprinter livery. I wasn't intending originally to get a 156 because I've got both the Farish 150/1 and the Dapol 153 power and dummy units, and I've also got an old Farish 158, and all of those are in regional railways, so I'm not exactly short of regional railways livery trains, DMUs, but seeing this for £15, I just couldn't resist it. I mean, it's a lovely model, it really is. I'll get it out in a second and show you it in more detail. And because I've got the 153 and all the others, I can use it as, you know, for multiple units, so I can couple it up to the 153 or even the Farish 150 or whatever I want to do. Or at a later date, I can buy the powered set if I want to. So it was a bit hard to resist, so that's why I plumped for this. If we take the outer sleeve off, and Dapol are incidentally changing their packaging. They had their new Class 26 at the show and it was very nice, and they've changed to a nice kind of lighter royal blue packaging, which looks very stylish. And I still like the old one. Comes as usual in a hard case. Take the top off, piece of foam and a protective plastic sleeve, and have a quick look at it in the box. Detailing pack includes air dams or snow plows. I believe they're air dams. This is a coupler to join the two units together because it has a proprietary coupling mechanism, which is just like a hook on one which goes into kind of a hole, well, it's more a square pocket there which it drops into. These are alternate ends for these units, and you get an instruction sheet with it, quite a detailed one. It tells you about the 156. It applies to both the power and the dummy unit, so it tells you things about oiling and stuff like that, and about the fact these are light bar ready, so you can put light bars in these to light them up, which I might well do, especially if I want to couple it up to the 153, which I have, which is light bar ready. You need, it's DCC ready, and you will need 2 chips for it, which is a bit unfortunate for a dummy unit. It's a shame they couldn't find some way of making an electrical connection between both so you could have just one chip to do the lighting. Because for a dummy unit, the cost of having to put 2 chips in is a little bit excessive, though of course you can go for a simple, one of your cheaper DCC chips, because you're not looking for anything that's got a really fine running control. It tells you about coupling them up. About the Schaffenberg couplers, which this comes fitted with, changing the corridor connectors, and all sorts of details there. Close coupling. This model is supplied with alternate corridor connectors and closer coupling if you have larger radius curves. And it explains how to do that. Okay, so let's quick look. Obviously these will just fall onto the floor, so I'm just going to take those out and put them to the side here, so we can have a nice closer look at it in the box. And first impressions, it's lovely. I mean, the detailing is really excellent. We've got under frame detailing here. Because there's no motor in it, obviously there's no problem with making sure that you can see right the way through it. These are basically just coaches but with lighting in directional lighting on them, and that is controlled by the DCC chip. Nice underframe detailing here with some silver picked out. Pipe work, exhaust pipe work which runs out the end. Let's get one of them out. Now I did get these out before and they're a little bit tricky because they're quite a tight fit. That actually came out a little bit easier than it did the first time. There we go. Okay, it's a fair amount of weight there for what is basically just a coach. It has pickups on all wheels to connect current, and free spinning wheels obviously. There's your Schaffenberg connector, which will connect up to pre-fitted 153s or anything else. That's the corridor connection as fitted, and this will slot in there instead. This is the hook coupler, which this pin on the other unit hooks into to couple it up. Roof details pretty plain but quite accurate, and the end detail is very nice indeed. We've got light clusters, very fine windscreen wipers, obviously the corridor connection, which is closer to 150/2 than say a 150/1. 156411. They both have the same number because they would have run, in terms of the end number, because they would have run as a double unit, although they do have different coach numbers. 52411, 57411. So that's nice. Very impressed with that. Interior detailing is good. You can see seats, you can see tables. Yeah, it's very nice. A little bit of wire detailing here, which is mould, but it's been painted very nicely. Silver surrounds the window. Handle here, door handle, which you grab as you get in and out. Yeah, very nice. Some very fine handles on the ends. Yeah, it's a nice model. What we'll do now is I'll put it on the display stand and get the camera in for real close-ups and let you have a good detailed look at this. Well, there she is on the display stand, and I'm afraid once again I'm limited in the amount of magnification I can get out of the camera, but I think you can see pretty good detail there. It's about as close as I can go, I'm afraid. First of all, you can see the Schaffenberg coupler at the end here. Very nice small Schaffenberg coupler. It's prototypical and allows you to get very close coupling when you couple this up to either the power unit or the 153 units. Very nicely applied livery, some lovely small printing. Yeah. Show the end there. I'll probably go out of focus. I'll do a separate shot of the end in a second. If I pan along the body side, you can see the nice exhaust in silver there, second bogey, and here's the corridor connection as it comes out of the box with the little hook coupler which I mentioned. I say these could be changed for something which is a little bit closer, but even with this one you get them touching, and it does look like a kind of realistic corridor connection there, so that's really good. I like that a lot, and although this might be a little bit odd, this little connector, as I say, you can change it. I believe this one in the box here, which is part of the, I don't know if that's in focus, part of the accessory pack, is a shorter version of the hook part. Sorry, rather than the hook part, the receptor part of that. So that would bring it in closer, so you've got a closer connection. In fact, looking in there, I think there's one of each. So what I think you get is you get a shorter hook and a shorter receptor, which brings it closer, and you change the corridor ends as well. And then you get a closer coupling together. If I'm wrong, apologies on that. I would have to get it all out and try and build it. That later and report back. Going down the body, again you can see the nicely detailed interior, lovely livery, and there's the other end with the Schaffenberg coupler. If I spin it round, which I can do in this sort of turntable thing, micro drill hiding in the background. There we go. It's pretty similar the other side. Let's get it in focus again. Again, nice detailing as silver surrounds on the window, a little bit of small printing here. Tiny printing on the underframe. Just pan along a little bit, you know, it's you'd need a magnifying glass to really read it clearly, or at least I would. But it's all there. It's all very, very nicely applied. So the final thing then is I'll just spin it around and get it in focus and show you one of the ends. Well, there's the end, and I think you can see how very nicely detailed it is. Lovely. And because it's a dummy unit, I can show you how the lights work just by holding a 9-volt battery onto the track. By the way, these have switches underneath to turn the lighting on and off, so I had to just lift it off the track quickly and switch them both to on to get the lights to work. If I hold the battery on now, there's your red lights, and there's also white lighting for forward. Not a very good connection there, but there we go. white forward lighting. And obviously when it's coupled up to other units, you might want to turn the lights off on the one that's actually coupled into the next one and just have the lights on at the far end. So overall, a really nice model, and for the price I paid for it, an absolute steal. There's no point doing a running review of this really, so I'm going to end the video here with my rating, which has got to be 9 out of 10. Obviously I'm only rating the dummy and I don't have the power unit, so I'm not rating for how it runs. But I am doing a rating for how it looks and all the extras you get with it, which are excellent. The close coupling, the corridor connections, lovely. Another really top-notch release from Dapol. Well, thanks for watching this video. I hope to be back soon with more videos. You can comment, rate, subscribe. Leave me please any requests, especially for if you want to see the other Class 37 or the other Class 58 reviewed, then please leave me a note and I'll happily do that. Apart from that, I'll be back with more videos soon, including a review of the Britannia and a few more other how-tos, etc. But until then, thank you for watching this video and I'll see you soon.